Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasati Gaurav Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. So we are reading from 15th chapter of Gita. At the end we are reading. So Krishna is explaining Khara Purush, Akhar Purush, but above that Khara and Akhar, there is another Purush. There is myself. That is my name is Purushottam. The Khara also Purush and Akshara also Purush. Khara Purush, this condition soul is material. Akshara Purush is spiritual. But I am above them. That is why my name is Purushottam. So, 18 verse. Jashmat ksharam atitaham aksharat api chauttam atashmi loke vede cha prathita purushottam. Jashmat, because sharam, to the fallible, atita, transcendental, aham, I am. Aksharat, beyond the infallible, api also, so and uttama, the best. Atha, therefore, asmi, I am. Look in the world, Vedi, in the Vedic literature, Cha and Prathita celebrated Purushottama as the Supreme Personality. Because I am transcendental beyond both the fallible and infallible. And because I am the greatest, I am celebrated both in the world and in the Vedas as the Supreme Person, Purushottama. All are Purush, but Krishna is Purushottama. No one can surpass the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, neither the conditioned soul nor the liberated soul. He is therefore the greatest of personalities. Now, it is clear here that the living entities and the Supreme Personality of Godhead are individuals. The difference is that the living entities, either in the conditioned state or in the liberated state, cannot surpass in quantity the inconceivable potencies of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is incorrect to think of the Supreme Law and the living entities as being on the same level or equal in all respects. There is always the question of superiority and inferiority between their personalities. The word Uttama is very significant. No one can surpass the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The word Loke signifies in the Purusha Agam, the Smriti scriptures, as confirmed in the Nirukti dictionary, Lokate Vedartha Anena. The purpose of the Vedas is explained by the Smriti scripture. I'm reading again. The word Loke signifies in the Purusha Agama. Loke means in the Purusha Agama, the Smriti scriptures. As confirmed in the Nirukti dictionary also, Lokate Vedartha Anena. The purpose of Vedas is explained by the Smriti scriptures. The Supreme Lord, in his localized aspect of Paramatma, is also described in the Vedas themselves. The following verse appears in the Vedas, Chandogya Upanishad. Tavat esho samprasado asmat शरीरात समुत्थय परम ज्योति रूपम संपद्य शेन रूपेण अभिनिष्पन्दते स उत्तम पुरुषः. स उत्तम पुरुष. The definition of the Uttam Purush, Purushottam. What is the definition of the Purushottam? This super soul coming out of the body enters the impersonal Brahmajyoti. Then in his form, he remains in his spiritual identity. That Supreme is called Supreme Personality. I'm reading the definition of the Uttam Purush. The super soul coming out of the body enters the impersonal Brahmajyoti. Then, in his form, he remains in his spiritual identity. That Supreme is called the Supreme Personality. This means that Supreme Personality is exhibiting and diffusing his spiritual effulgence, which is the ultimate illumination. That Supreme Personality also has a localized aspect of Paramatma. By incarnating himself as the son of Satyavati and Parasha, he explains the Vedic knowledge as Vyasdev. So here, Purushottam, Purush, Krishna is Purush, other living also Purush, Purushottam. That means here also another definition of Purushottam, Brahma, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. This Bhagavan actually is this Purushottam. That Supreme Personality also localizes this Purushottam, Krishna's localized aspect actually Paramatma, and diffusing energy actually Brahmajyoti. But he actually is Supreme Personality, Purushottam. जो मामेव असंग मूढ़ जानाति पुरुषोत्तम स सर्वविद भजति मम सर्वभावेन भावति. जो anyone who mam, me, evam, thus, asang muro, without a doubt, janati knows, Purushottama, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, saw he, Sarvavit, the knower, bhajati, renders devotional service. Mam unto me, Sarvabhavena in all aspects, Bharata, son of Bharata. Whoever knows me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, without doubt, is the knower of everything. He therefore engages himself in full devotional service to me, O son of Bharata. I'm reading again. Whoever knows me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, without doubting, is the knower of everything. He therefore engages himself in full devotional service to me, O son of Bharata. There are many philosophical speculations about the constitutional position of the living entities and the Supreme Absolute Truth. Now, in this verse, the Supreme Personality of Godhead clearly explains that anyone who knows Lord Krishna to be the Supreme Person is actually the knower of everything. The imperfect knower goes on simply speculating about the absolute truth. But the perfect knower, without wasting his valuable time, engages directly in Krishna consciousness, the devotional service of the Supreme Lord. Throughout the whole Bhagavad Gita, this fact is being stressed at every step. And still, there are so many stubborn commentators on Bhagavad Gita who consider the Supreme Absolute Truth and the living entities to be one and the same. Vedic knowledge is called Shruti, learning by oral reception. One should actually receive the Vedic message from authorities like Krishna and his representatives. Here, Krishna distinguishes everything very nicely, and one should hear from this source. Simply to hear like the hawks is not sufficient. One must be able to understand from the authorities. It is not that one should simply speculate academically. One should submissively hear from Bhagavad Gita that these living entities are always subordinate to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sometimes question comes, the living entities are subordinate to Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is understood. Why is Prabhupada telling him hundreds and thousands of times? The living entities are always subordinate to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Why? 100,000 times. Other religions also believe that. But unfortunately, and Shanandam, these Mayavadis, they think the living entities one day will become God. That is why this, though it is understood by us, but Mayavadis, to defeat Mayavadis, we should know this only not theoretically. We should know this statement scientifically. Anyone who is able to understand this, according to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, knows the purpose of the Vedas. No one else knows the purpose of the Vedas. The word bhajati is very significant. In many places, the word bhajati is expressed in relationship with the service of the Supreme Law. I think you can remember this word is explained in end of 6th chapter. Bhajati. There. Bhajati, the word comes from bhaj. Bhaj word, from bhaj comes bhajakti, bhas plus the bhakti. Bhaj means serving out of love. Yeah. Like somebody is working in the office. He's not working out of love. That is not possible. A criminal criminal in jail is listening the order of the police. He's not doing out of love. So bhajana, service out of love. Even in Navaratri, people are doing that service. Durga Devi. Not out of love. They are doing out of gaining something. So that is why it is in the bhakti. Even worshipping father, mother, this is respecting in Sanskrit puja. Puja for puja person, for respected person is okay. But bhajana words, serve out of love, is only applicable in God. So bhakti only with God, not with any demigod, not any other places. That is why sarvavit bhajanti mam sarvabhavena bhakti. Here the word sarvavit bhajanti mam. Bhajanti. Renders bhajanti, renders devotional service. It's very, very important. The word bhajati is significant. If a person is engaged in full Krishna consciousness, in the devotional service of the Lord, it is to be understood that he has understood all the Vedic knowledge. In Vaishnava Parampara, it is said that if one is engaged in devotional service of Krishna, then there is no need for any other spiritual process for understanding the supreme absolute truth. He has already come to the point because he is engaged in the devotional service of the Lord. He has ended all preliminary processes of understanding. If someone gets the degree of MD/MS, that means he has already completed preliminary study, high school, graduation. So bhakta means he has already surpassed Gyan, Karma, other places. But if anyone, after speculating for hundreds of thousands of lives, does not come to the point of Krishna, is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then that one has to surrender there. All his speculation for so many years and lives in a useless waste of time. I'm reading the last sentence again. If someone practices bhakti, that means he has surplus. But if anyone, after speculating for hundreds of thousands of lives, does not come to the point that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and that one has to surrender there, all his speculation for so many years and lives is a useless waste of time. Hundreds and thousands of years speculation, but he has understood Krishna. So what is the use of that speculation? Iti gujjo tamam shastram idam uktam mayanava itat buddha buddhimanashat kitakittasya bharata. Iti das gujjo tamam, the most confidential shastram, revealed scripture. Idam, this, uktam, disclosed, maya, by me, anagha, O sinless one. Etat, this, buddha, understanding, buddhimana, intelligent, shat, one becomes, krita, kritaha, the most perfect in his endeavors. So, and Bharata, o son of Bharat. This is the most confidential part of the Vedic scriptures, O sinless one. And it is disclosed now by me. Whoever understands this will become wise, and his endeavors will know perfection. Purport. The Lord clearly explains here that this is the substance of all revealed scriptures, and one should understand this as it is given by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thus, one will become intelligent and perfect in transcendental knowledge. In other words, by understanding this philosophy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and engaging in his transcendental service, everyone can become freed from all contaminations of the modes of material nature. Devotional service is a process of spiritual understanding. Wherever devotional service exists, the material contamination cannot coexist. Wherever devotional service exists, the material contamination cannot coexist. Where there is sun, there is no question of darkness. Devotional service to the Lord and the Lord himself are one and the same because they are spiritual. Devotional service takes place within the internal energy of the Supreme Lord. The Lord is said to be the sun, and the ignorance is called darkness. What is the verse? Krishna Surya Shamo Maya hai andhakar Jaha Krishna taha nahi Maya adhikar. Jaha Krishna taha nahi Maya. Where the sun is present, there is no question of darkness. Therefore, whenever devotional service is present under the proper guidance of a bona fide spiritual master, there is no question of intelligence. Everyone must take to this consciousness of Krishna and engage in devotional service to become intelligent and purified. Unless one comes to this position of understanding Krishna and engages in devotional service, however intelligent he may be in the estimation of some common man, he is not perfectly intelligent. The word Anagha, by who is Arjuna is addressed, is significant. Anagha, of sinless one. Agha means sin. Anagha means sinless. So for practicing Krishna consciousness, Anagha is very, very important. Anagha. Jesham tu antagada papam jana punya karma. Like morning, before entering to the temple, one should take bath. Prerequisite. The same way, for practicing Krishna consciousness, one should be free from sinful activities. That is called Anagha. Anagha, O sinless one, means that unless one is free from all sinful actions, it is very difficult to understand Krishna. One has to become free from all contamination, all sinful activities. Then he can understand. But devotional service is so pure and potent that once one is engaged in devotional service, he automatically comes to the stage of sinlessness. While one is performing devotional service in the association of the pure devotees in full Krishna consciousness, there are certain things which require to be vanquished altogether. The most important thing one has to surmount is weakness of the heart. Very important. Weakness of the heart. Hridaya Daurbalya. Oh, it is not possible for him. It is not humility, it is frustrated person. Looks like, oh, he is so humble. It is not humility. It's a depression. So one most important thing, one has to surmount this weakness of heart. Hridaya Daurbalya. The first fall down is caused by the desire to lord it of our material nature. Thus one gives up the transcendental loving service of the Supreme Lord. The second weakness of the heart is that one increases the propensity to lord it over material nature, becomes attached to the matter and possession of the matter. Second one is lord it over material nature. Second one. First one, weakness of the heart. Second one, lord it over material nature. Problems of material existence are due to this weakness of the heart. In the chapter, the first 5 verses describe the process of freeing oneself from this weakness of heart. And the rest of the chapter, from 6th verse through the end, discuss Purushottam Yoga. First 5 verses, how to free from this weakness of heart. This is like a upside down banyan tree. But how to free from that? From 6th verse, discuss Purushottam Yoga. Then Purushottam Yoga, who is Purushottam? Where he stays? What are the facilities there? Jadgatta nanivartata dhama. What is the criteria? There is no need of sun, moon, electricity. Who is Purushottam? Oh, there is Lord's house. So who are you? Yes, you are also Purush. You are Khara Purush. There your friends are there. They are Akshara Purush. But both Khara and Akshara, above them, another Purush is called Purushottam. Thus end the Bhakti on the purports to the 15th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. in the matter of Purushottam Yoga, the yoga of the Supreme Person. Now we should read 16th chapter, Daivashu Sampad, the divine and demonic nature. The three verses are together, the 26 transcendental qualities explained here. So we cannot finish in one day. So today we'll read the parts, what to meaning and translation. And from tomorrow we'll read the Prabhupada has almost every single 26 point explained nicely. And which one is applicable for which ashram, which one is for sannyas, which one is grihastha, which is for brahmacharis. Prabhupada nicely explained. Daivashur Sampad Vihaj. Sri Bhagavan Vach. Avayam Sattva Sangshuddhir Jnana Yoga Vyavastha. Danam Jamashta Yajnashta Shraddhasta Parcha. Angsha Sattam Akradhas. Tyago Shantir Apaishunam. Daya Bhuti Shaliptam Mardama Hiri Acham. Tejokshama Didi Shocham Adroha Naut Manta. Bhavanti Sampadam Devim Avijatasya Bharat. Sri Bhagavan Vach. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Avayam, fearlessness, Sattva Sangshuddhi, purification of one's existence, Jnana, in knowledge, Yoga, of linking up, Vyavasthiti, the situation, Dana, charity, Dhamma, controlling the mind. Cha, and Yoga, performance of sacrifice. Cha, and Shraddhaya, study of the Vedic literature. Tapa, austerity. Arjavam, simplicity. Ahimsa, non-violence. Satyam, truthfulness. Akrodha, freedom from anger. Tyaga, renunciation. Shanti, tranquility. Apaishunam, aversion to fault finding. Yes. Daya, mercy. Bhuteshu, towards all living entities. Aluluptam, freedom from greed. Mardravam, Mardavam, gentleness. Hri, modesty. Achapalam, determination. Tejo, vigor. Kshama, forgiveness. Dhriti, fortitude. Shocham, cleanliness. Akrodha, freedom from envy. No, not. Otimanita, expectation of honor. Bhavanti are Sampadam, the qualities. Devim, the transcendental nature. Avijatasya, of one who is born of Bharata, or son of Bharata. Translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, fearlessness, purification of one's existence, cultivation of spiritual knowledge, charity, self-control, performance of sacrifice, study of the Vedas, austerity, simplicity, non-violence, truthfulness, freedom from anger, renunciation, tranquility, aversion to fault finding, compassion for all living entities, freedom from covetousness, gentleness, modesty, steady determination, vigor, forgiveness, fortitude, cleanliness, and freedom from envy and from the passion for honor. These transcendental qualities of son of Bharat belong to godly man endowed with divine nature. So, Prabhupada has given purport. In introduction, after that, he has explained all the points separately. What is Daya, Daya Bhuteshu, Aluptam, Mardabam. Hare Krishna. Okay, Namrashita Mataji.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dhanasana. Maharaj, in the 18th verse, I'm not able to understand the last paragraph. The super soul coming out of the body enters into the impersonal Brahm Jyoti. Then in his form, he remains in spiritual identity. Um, that supreme is called. I'm not able to understand these lines. The super soul coming out of the body enters the impersonal Brahm Jyoti.
Yeah, I think this language may be different. Like, the essence is that this Brahma, Paramatma, and Bhagavan all are same. All are uh, all are expansion from the Bhagavan part. That is
Hmm.
the essence. Maybe grammatical, maybe little is difficult to understand, but I think it is not difficult to understand the essence, what Prabhupada wanted to say. It's not like that, the essence, because here explain Purushottam. Who is Purushottam? Is Prabhupada wanted to say, is it Brahma? Is Paramatma or Bhagavan?
Spirit.
Yes, Prabhupada wanted to, what is Purushottam? Because this Purushottam, jo, Khara Purush, Akhara Purush, beyond that another Purush, Purushottam. So that Purushottam, one should understand that Paramatma also the Purush. He is not telling about that Purushottam. He is telling this Paramatma is the expansion of the Bhagavan. So, like every living Paramatma is there. Is it Purushottam? No, he is coming out from the body. But he is also, though he is localized from, he is the expansion of
Purushottam.
Bhagavan.
Yeah.
That Bhagavan actually.
Yes, Lord. Amen. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Granthara Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki Shamad Gaur Bhakti. Gaur